South African cricket has contributed richly to the game with top-class players and administrators. The country has also produced top-class umpires who have distinguished themselves internationally. Well, one of them is Marais Erasmus, who recently said goodbye to the international game. The respected umpire joins us now via Zoom. Marais, a very good evening, and thank you so much for joining us.
Good evening, Gwena.
I mean, just looking at your career and that last game and reflecting on that last game in New Zealand, do you feel like you've taken the right decision?
Yes, I'm very happy with my decision. I made it in October last year, and it was basically just 18 years of international travel, and I thought that this is a good time. Maybe I've had too much of living out of a suitcase and being away from home. But yeah, I'm very happy with what I've accomplished, and I think now is a good time to limit the travel and only sporadically travel.
Let's just go back a little bit to that transition. If you look back, making that transition from a player to an umpire, I mean, what was that like now that you look back at after an illustrious career as an international umpire?
Yeah, it does take you a couple of years to transition into umpiring. There's a slightly different, thought process when you're there to adjudicate the match. But I was lucky that leading up to me doing it at club level and then professional level in South Africa, I also umpired a lot of school cricket because I was a teacher full-time at the time. And therefore I found the transition quite easy because I've had a long road into professional cricket. You
joined the elite ICC umpires club, if I can call it that, in 2010 after 4 years, being an umpire. How has that been, being part of that elite group? I think you're the one of the longest serving, together with Rod Tucker.
Yes, currently myself and Rod joined in 2010, but before me there were other guys who also were on that panel for a very long time, like Rudy Goodson and Ali and Simon Taufel. But yeah, I was lucky to be on the panel for the last 14 years, and to be picked as one of 12 in the world is obviously a massive honor. And you get to umpire in the at elite level and at World Cups, and that was obviously a massive privilege.
Would you say that, looking back at that, you've done it all? The World Cups, the finals, the men's game, the T20s, the ODIs. Would you say you've had an opportunity to do it all and over again?
Yeah, I think I was very lucky to be involved in so many World Cups. I think T20 and 50 over World Cups, I was at 12, and I managed to umpire 3 on-field finals, the only South African to have been in a men's World Cup final so far, and plenty of iconic Ashes matches and India-Pakistan matches, and those are all highlights. I have no regrets. It was a wonderful journey, and a good time now to leave.
Now, all sporting codes have their challenges, but the length of a cricket match makes it demanding for match officials. How do you handle that particular physical challenge?
Yeah, Test cricket especially, a 5-day game where we have got 6.5 hours play every day, and if you have a tough start maybe on day 1, making 1 or 2 errors, then you have to be back tomorrow. Some of the venues can be physically draining because of the humidity or the heat, and challenging as an umpire because of the massive crowds and the noise levels. But all these things we get used to, we adapt, we find ways to survive in those circumstances and constantly make good decisions. But then obviously the technology in the DRS, which started around 2008, assist us to try and get the game as close as perfect as possible. But it's played by humans and umpired by humans, so there will be mistakes, and that is the romance about it.
Yeah. Is there a series, a tournament that stands out when you look back at your career?
The World Cup final 2019 at Lord's. I mean, Lord's being an iconic venue, and a fantastic match between England and New Zealand. I was lucky to have my family with me in London for that time. So yeah, I have special memories of that because I was the first South African to do a World Cup final.
Are you still going to be involved in cricket umpiring in any form of cricket now that you've retired from the international game?
Yes, domestically from next season, I'll be involved with Cricket South Africa, still umpiring on field and playing a mentoring role for younger umpires. So that is the plan, and the discussions I've had so far with Cricket South Africa. And then I might also umpire in the odd franchise league, say the SA20 or the Major League Cricket in the US. So if those opportunities come and it suits our family life, then I would love to play a role there and mentor young guys, because I've been very, very lucky, had great guidance through the years, and now I've got all this experience and it shouldn't go to waste, and I'm hoping to share it with the next generation.
Absolutely. Marais, thank you so much for coming through to speak to us.